Welcome, friends and spiritual travelers. I'm Mystic Owl, aka Nathan. Today is an astrological forecast and a pick a card reading based on the new moon in Virgo on the 17th of September 2020. So what is a new moon? A new moon is when the sun and the moon are conjunct together. So it's where the moon is at its closest place to the sun from our view. And when planets are conjunct or together, they sort of form one bigger entity where their focus is all on one direction, one thing. And because it's in the star sign of Virgo, Virgo is all about being of service to other people. They're very gentle, they're a very sort of soft energy, very giving and caring energy, a very nurturing and loving energy. Virgos tend to also be very meticulous and organized. They're well known for being very OCD sometimes. They like things to be nice, neat and tidy. They're very clean and tidy and organized. Virgos tend to do well in healing modalities actually, where they can combine that need to be incredibly organized and to pay attention to the finer details, to being of service to other people through healing. So, for example, my father is a Virgo. Actually, it's his birthday today, so we have to give him a phone call after this. He was a Bowen therapist when I was growing up, or a massage therapist. So quite often when we were at home in the afternoons after school, people would come to our house and my father would do massages on them. My ex also is a doctor, and he would work on skin cancer and stuff like that, being of service to other people. Of note, for this new moon in Virgo on September the 17th, there's actually 5 planets in Earth signs. So there's a lot of Earth energy during this new moon. So we have the sun and the moon in Virgo, and we also have Jupiter with Saturn and Pluto conjunct in Capricorn at the moment, which is all about dedication, hard work, grounding yourself and making those productive steps towards whatever it is that you're trying to manifest, essentially. The sun and the moon conjunct, or the new moon, actually make a trine to Saturn, who is actually currently still in retrograde for another 2 weeks in Capricorn. So both Capricorn and Virgo being earth signs, these two are the most dedicated and hardworking of all of the zodiac. So this is a really good time for us to start to move forward on those plans that we want to bring in for the rest of our lives, essentially, those things that we've always wanted to do. If you've decided to make a change in your life, this is a great time to get really practical and get down to earth and do the hard work. Also noting that Virgo is associated with health and routines. It rules the 6th house of our job, routines and health. It's a great time to start working on yourself also, maybe going back to the gym, starting that health routine, eating healthily and stuff like that. Getting motivated about it, making those changes that we've always wanted to make in our lives, basically. Another great thing with the sun and moon conjunct in Virgo, or the new moon in Virgo, is if you're a bit of a neat freak, now's a great time to do a spring clean if you're in the southern hemisphere like I am. Or to do it like an autumn clean, to clean out your house, to get rid of those clothes that aren't fitting you, or you don't want anymore. Maybe decluttering the house and tidying up the spaces of your workspace also, so you can be a little bit more organized and more dedicated to your routine or your work. But now onto some of the more challenging aspects of this new moon. So we've talked about the sun and the moon conjunct and how the moon is actually trining to Saturn in Capricorn, which is a harmonious aspect of energy flowing, allowing us to be quite down to earth and dedicated to achieving the goals that we've wanted and to work on ourselves. The challenging aspects. The first is that the new moon, the sun and the moon conjunct, are actually squaring the north and south nodes, which are currently in Gemini and Sagittarius, respectively. So the north node is in Gemini, the south node is in Sagittarius. Both at 25 degrees, making a perfect 90-degree square. So a square is a challenging aspect. It's kind of something that we don't want to deal with. It's hard to work through. And because it's about the north and south nodes, the north node is where we want to be going in life. The south node is what we already know, what we brought into this life, our karma from previous lives, where we should sort of be moving away from. So this is kind of like a crossroads in a sense. It's like where you come to a T intersection when driving and you're not really sure which way to go. Also, there's a feeling right now with the sun and the moon conjunct in Virgo, opposite Neptune and Pisces. Neptune and Pisces both being associated with mysticism, with illusion, not knowing all the answers, that sort of moon energy of a lack of clarity in a sense. So this is a time when we have to rely on our divine guidance from our spirit guides in the universe, essentially. Just have a lot of faith in something bigger, that we can make these bold steps towards achieving the things that we've always wanted to achieve without actually having all the answers in a sense. So it's a real challenging time of just like taking a chance on something, but not really knowing if we're doing the right thing or whether it's going to work out. Just having faith that all will be okay, essentially. Mercury is currently in Libra at the moment. Libra is all about relationships, of balance and harmony. So this also may have a large impact on your close relationships or your interpersonal relationships, with your loved ones, with your partner potentially, your family and your colleagues at work. It's a good time to sort of resolve any conflicts that you may have with your loved ones, to sit down and actually work out what you need to do to get the relationship back on flow, and so that you can move forward and everything be okay. Also, just touching on the Neptune and Pisces being opposite the sun and moon conjunct, or the new moon, just a warning to try not to like self-sabotage. Neptune in Pisces can often be associated with, escapism techniques of coping mechanisms, of not being able to deal with what you have to face in reality. So Pisceans quite often turn to like substance abuse or external addictions to try and ease them through certain challenges. So if you're feeling a little bit lost and not sure if you're doing the right things, it's all about just trusting in yourself and something bigger, essentially. Try not to allow the confusion or the lack of clarity to lead you down the wrong path, essentially. So this is a really great time, just touching on the new moon square the north and south nodes, to go after the things that we've always wanted, to work towards our north node. What is it that you've always wanted to achieve? What do you need to do in order to get there? With a lot of earth energy, it's a great time to get really practical and down to earth about achieving those things, whether it be related to your health and actually getting fitter. What do you need to do to be able to get fit? Do you need to go and buy some new shoes to be able to go to the gym? Do you need to join the gym? Do you need to buy a bike if you want to start riding? All that kind of stuff. And the last thing I wanted to touch on before we get on to the pick a card reading is the retrograde planets. So Jupiter's actually turned direct on the 13th of September. And I know personally I've already started to notice the effects of that. I don't want to make this about me, but with my YouTube channel, I went through a period through June through August, September, where I was really struggling to have motivation to keep going. I wasn't seeing the growth that I was hoping for. And I know it's not necessarily about, my own success. I do this because I actually thoroughly enjoy it, and I want to be able to offer some sort of assistance to other people that are having struggles like I have in my past. But I've already started to see the growth take off again as Jupiter's turned direct in the last 5 or 6 days. I've had more growth and more success, and I felt a lot more confident and happy in what I'm doing and what I'm achieving. So you may have felt the same. I think the collective is probably starting to feel the effects of Jupiter going direct, where you're starting to see the rewards for your efforts. The things that you've been working on are starting to come into fruition a little bit. So Saturn turns direct on the 29th of September, and Pluto not long after on the 3rd of October. I really think that when these three planets all turn direct, that we're really going to start to see things take off, that our projects and our personal plans will start having more inroads, and we'll start to see things coming into fruition for us. Feeling a lot more energetic and vibrant, and having the motivation to do these things too. Noting that this new moon is all about getting the motivation and dedication to make the changes that we know that we need to in life. But Mars is currently retrograde in the sign of Aries. So Mars rules Aries, but when it's in retrograde, it's a period where we may still have internal conflicts with motivation. Mars is all about action, aggression, like going after the things that we want. But when it's in retrograde, we may lack that motivation or just feel a little lethargic. So even though things may start to take off for us in our external world, and we're starting to see the rewards of all of the efforts that we've been doing for the last 3 or 4 months, just wait till the end of Mars retrograde, which I think is around the 13th of November, 2020. There's still this period where we may still feel a little unmotivated or lacking in energy to do these things. But once Mars turns direct, I really think we're going to see, not only for our personal endeavors, but collectively, we're going to see rapid changes in like certain paradigms that have been holding the collective down. I think it kind of sits well with the US election, actually. So hopefully we'll see changes there. Yeah, just like global changes of paradigms and structures that just aren't working for us. I really think this is where we're leading into the age of Aquarius, where humanity starts to lift humanity again, and we support each other and love each other. This year's been a year of transition. It's kind of been like the Tower moment in tarot, where things that weren't working collectively and also personally too fall away, so that we can start to live the lives collectively that we should be, where we are more loving and compassionate towards each other and understanding. Final point that I just want to make, noting that there's a lot of earth energy in this new moon, it's a great time to get outdoors and do the things that you love, to spend some time enjoying the finer moments too. So Virgo, having that real soft, like earthly energy, maybe go for a walk in the park or spend time like looking at the flowers and stuff. Maybe go outside and start planting some flowers, or attending to your garden if you're a gardener or something like that. So just do these things where you can connect yourself to the earth, to allow yourself to ground yourself, but also just to appreciate the beauty in the world around you, you know? Totally forgot to do the intro for the Pick a Card reading. So moving on from the astrological forecast, we have 3 piles for you today for the new moon in Virgo. So pile 1 is with the Hand. Pile 2 is with this lovely orange and yellow love heart. And pile 3 is this multicolored circle. So as per usual, please use your intuition to choose a pile. Remember, this is a general reading, so take only that which resonates with you and leave the rest behind. Thank you all for being here and watching this with me today. I hope you enjoy your reading. And let's get started with pile number 1. Hello, pile 1. You have the Hand, lovely. Kind of reminds me of being a handyman, of helping out other people, being of service to other people, which is what the new moon in Virgo is like all about. Like, how can you help other people and yourself, starting to do those things that you know will be of service to others and service to yourself. It also kind of reminds me of like a high five, like praising people for a job well done, something like that. Anyway, let's find out what this new moon in Virgo is all about for you by looking at your oracle cards. You have the card of focus on your priorities. Where you put your focus is where you receive your outcome. Your priorities are calling to you, which may produce a feeling of anxiety unless you give them the time and attention they and you deserve. Even a small amount of time devoted to your priorities will help you feel better and more confident. Interesting, okay. Just a reminder that Virgo is also a very meticulous, down-to-earth, attention-oriented individual or star sign, zodiac sign. So I just really think that this is a great time right now with lots of earth energy at the moment, with 6 planets in earth signs, to focus on those things that we want to change, or even to take the steps towards the things that we want in our future. It's a great time to like really get grounded about our manifestations in a sense. So this is calling for you in a sense to start addressing the things that maybe aren't working for you, or to think about the things that need changing in your life, but also to start thinking about how you can take practical steps towards the things that you want in your future too. Oh, wow. Woo, I got shivers from this one. You got the New Moon in Virgo card. That's amazing. That's really cool. That's exciting. It says here a time to give rather than take. Lovely. I can't believe that. That's awesome. I love it when that stuff happens in tarot. Like the universe sort of aligns certain cards or is in sync with the messages that we're passing on sometimes. It's really beautiful. And you also have the full moon in Sagittarius. Look at the bigger picture. Okay. So what do you get from those two cards? Interesting. So you've got the new moon in Virgo, a time to give rather than take, which is kind of conflicting in a sense to focus on your priorities. But also, maybe your priorities sometimes are about other people. This is a group that I do sense likes to help out other people, that I sense you're very generous with your time and you're very compassionate and loving. You may be focused or externally focused on other people is what brings you joy potentially. You may actually even be in a modality where you actually are of service to other people, whether it be through health or justice or like hospitality or something like that. But I think with the full moon in Sagittarius here, look at the bigger picture. It's about trying to balance out your priorities and other people's priorities. I do sense that this is a group that tends to put more focus on other people's needs, but now is the time for you also to really start focusing on your own needs, part one, about what it is that you need to do to change in order to like let go of things that weren't working potentially, or even start working on those things that will bring you the dreams and desires for your future, or changing your life the way that you want it to like chase your North Node in a sense. So it's about getting that balance out for you. Just noting also that Mercury, which is the ruler of Virgo, is currently in Libra. And Libra is all about partnerships and relationships. So this may have a very significant impact quite deeply with the New Moon and Virgo card here. This is going to affect you quite deeply, part one, I sense. But it also, I think, will affect your relationships and how you interact with other people. Like, it's a great time to resolve any conflict that you have in interpersonal relationships. If you've had like challenges with your loved one, your partner, or maybe in your family environment, or even at work with your colleagues or something, this is a great time to like sit down and work out what the practical steps are that you need to take in order to resolve the conflict, to like further your relationship to the next level. It's a great time to like show a lot of love and affection to your partner or to your friends and loved ones. Noting that the Virgo are a very like soft, loving, nurturing energy too. They're quite soft and gentle. So showing that affection to others, but balancing out the energy in terms of like making sure you have enough time for yourself and your own priorities too is what I'm getting for you. I'm also sensing too that between the new moon in Virgo on the 17th of September, leading up to the full moon in Sagittarius, I'm not sure when that is, but it's probably about 2 months away. This is a really great time, a great opportunity for like rapid change in yourself, where I think you'll start to see like the changes or the work that you make on yourself like start to reflect in your external world, because Jupiter's already turned direct on the 13th of September, and I think we're all starting to feel the effects of that. And with the other planets, Saturn and Pluto, turning direct in the near future in about 2 to 3 weeks, I think we're all starting to see a lot of progress towards the things that we want from our life. If you've been chasing after something or putting a lot of energy into manifesting something, then I really think you'll start to see the rewards from that energy and that effort. So continue to like be very grounded and dedicated to working on the things that you want is what I'm getting for you, Power One. But if you are someone that loves spending time with other people and being of service to others, then try and balance that need out. I'm saying that you should probably also continue to do that, but just note that your priorities are very important too, that this is a great time to make the changes for yourself that you've always wanted. Moving on. Woohoo, lovely. I was just talking about happy changes, big changes in your life. You have the big happy changes card. That's beautiful. And you also have the trust card. Now that's interesting. And what I'm getting for that, pile one, I talked about in the introduction, if you watched it, about how the Sun and Moon conjunct, or the new moon in Virgo, is opposite or opposing the Neptune in Pisces, where we may not have all the answers that we seek. This is kind of a period where I think, as I mentioned earlier, we're at a crossroads of following a North Node, having the courage and the determination to make big changes that will affect the rest of our lives, to bring in the things that we want in our external world. But maybe feeling as if we're not sure if it's going to pan out, like if we are doing the right thing, if we're following the right path. So it's about trusting that the divine guidance that you're receiving right now is leading you in the right direction, trusting in yourself that the things that you work on now will actually have big results in your future. I am also seeing too that, like, as I mentioned earlier with the hand here and the new moon in Virgo card, this is a group that likes to be of service to others and dedicate time to other people. And I do sense it also, like, by continuing to do that during this period, the next 2 to 3 months for you, pile one, remembering that, like, karma comes back around, so anything that you give out can come back to you. If you're dedicating some time and effort into helping other people overcome their own challenges, or working on the things that they want to achieve in their life, then I see even more success coming your way, is what I'm getting, because you also have the big picture card, the new moon in Sagittarius. Sagittarius rules the 9th house of expansion, of growth, of luck and fortune and things coming back to you, in a sense. So I really see that, like, the energy that you put out in terms of helping other people, but also the energy you put out in terms of helping yourself, is going to have massive impacts and dividends on being able to, like, manifest your goals and dreams, is what I'm getting. So this is a really positive reading for you, pile one. I'm also drawn here to, like, the green in the halo around the angel here, and the green in the new moon in Virgo card. I really just see that you are a loving, compassionate individual, but I also think it's probably a good time for you to do things that bring you happiness and joy. So if you enjoy spending a lot of time outdoors in nature, then I recommend you doing that too. Because that's part of our priorities too, right? Like, self-love is important in order to have the energy and the focus that we need to do the things that we want in our life. Nice. Moving on from that, let's get some further messages for you, pile one, from the Tattoo Tarot deck. Spirit, can we get some further messages, please, for pile one? Ooh, one's jumped out of the deck already for you. Yeah, lots of heart-centered energy too. So you've got the pink in the full moon in Sagittarius and the green in the new moon in Virgo. I still love that card came out. That's amazing. Along with the green and the halo here. I just think it's a really lovely time for you to show love and affection to yourself and the people that you care about. To focus both on your own needs and on your relationships, and making sure that those people know that you actually care. And that energy will come back around to you. Ooh. Okay, that's too many. Spirit, any further messages for pile one, please, for this new moon? All right, okay, so I've decided in this reading I'm going to read all the cards upright, just because I want to give the most positive reading. I just sense it now as a really, like, beautiful and optimistic time where we can make really positive changes in our life. So I want the most positive outlook from these cards. So you've got the Two of Wands there. You also have the Two of Cups too. Balance and harmony. Twos are all about balance and harmony, right? In terms of, like, balancing out your own needs and balancing out the need of others. But with the Two of Cups, this is all about relationships and partnerships, right? Your loved one, your soulmate. Yes, I really am picking up on now being a great time to resolve any conflicts that you have with your loved one, or at least showing them a lot of affection and love, helping them do the things that they want to achieve in their life too, focusing on other people's needs also. And the Two of Wands talks about planning, right? Prioritizing, having a vision, and starting to work out what it is that you need to do in order to make that vision come true into reality. I just see a group that is like highly focused right now on intently knowing what it is you want and really having the energy and the motivation to be able to achieve that. Lots of earth energy at the moment, so all about dedication and motivation, persevering, being really grounded and pragmatic in your approach to achieving your goals. And your final card was the Five of Swords. Okay. Interesting. So if you have had some battles or challenges with other people, strong indication that you need to be a focus to other people in this reading too. There is a need for you to, like, as I mentioned earlier, to focus on your own needs, but because Mercury is currently in Libra of relationships, of partnerships, and with the Five of Swords, there may have been some conflict or tension previously in some of your closer relationships. If you've had a falling out with someone, now is a good time, I sense, between the new moon in Virgo and the full moon in Sagittarius to make amends, or to offer the olive branch and try and rectify that relationship, to work out what it is that you need to do in order to bring it back to what it was previously. I just see a group that, like, just needs to be in harmony in terms of looking after your own needs, but making sure that the people that you care about know that you love them, and that you have the time for them too, and that you're quite willing to help them out to do the things that they want. That's about all I'm getting for you, Pile 1. I hope that resonated with you. If it did, please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I wish you a beautiful day and a beautiful new moon. And let's move on to Pile 2. Hello, Pile 2 with the lovely heart, the love heart. I think this is really beautiful because remembering that Mercury is currently in Libra. So Mercury rules Virgo. Currently in Libra, which is, so there's a focus in this new moon of other people, of your relationships, of maybe resolving any conflict that you have with other people that you love, or even like elevating that relationship to the next level, showing your affection and service to other people to some degree. Also, the heart is all about self-love, right? So it's a good time to focus on your own needs too, your own priorities, things that you want to change, or things that you know you need to do to progress your life the way you want it to go. But let's get some further messages for you about how this new moon in Virgo will affect you with your oracle cards. You have the take a divinely guided chance. This is beautiful. All positive change and successful ventures involve a degree of risk, and you are ready to follow your divine guidance to new territories. As you leave behind that which is comfortable and familiar but no longer appropriate for you, you make room for new and more meaningful opportunities, right? So this is about you making the changes in your life that you know you've always needed to do. There may be certain habits or patterns that aren't serving you anymore. There's always those things that, like, we know aren't for our greater good. I think when we resist change, those things become harder and harder to continue. For me, I know I used to be quite a heavy drinker in my past, but in the last few years, when I started to experience other things in this world and to start to see the magic in this world, continuing to drink the way that I used to was just not giving me any joy and satisfaction the way it used to. So I think, like, right now is a great opportunity for you to focus on how you can overcome certain things that are holding you back from being the better version of yourself that I think you know you can be, Pile 2. But also a divinely guided chance too. This really indicates that it's a lucky and prosperous time for you to change your life, or to manifest the thing that you really want from your life. Like, remembering this is Virgo. Virgo's an earth sign. There's a lot of earth energy, heavy earth energy at the moment. So it's a great time to be really focused and dedicated on changing certain patterns, or even putting energy and effort into things that you want to create in your world, basically. So already this is a beautiful reading. It's a great energy coming in, I can see, for you, Pile 2. You have the waxing moon. The energy is gaining momentum. Lovely. And you have the full moon in Gemini. The answers you need are coming. Okay. Right. So if you watch the introduction, I also talked about this is a kind of a confusing period because the new moon in Virgo, the sun and moon conjunct, are currently like opposing, opposite Neptune in Pisces. Neptune is also at home in Pisces, so the power of Neptune is enhanced by being in its home zodiac sign. Neptune often can be associated with mysticism, with illusion, confusion, also associated with escapism and addiction. So I am seeing for you, Pile 2, that maybe there are certain patterns or habits that you need to work on. You may have some addictions that you know are holding you back from achieving the things that you want. Like, energy goes where we put our focus, right? So if we are focusing on continuing to dabble in certain patterns or addictions, we're not really taking the practical steps to achieving what we want from life. But if we choose to focus on letting go of those things, actively trying to change those patterns and put that attention and energy into working on the things that actually we want from life, like spending more time working out what it is that we need to do, or taking the practical steps to manifesting our goals, then of course that's going to come in more rapidly, faster, because we're focusing on it. The energy is there. And the universe works like to like. It's a law of karma. What we put out is what we get back. So if you put more emphasis and focus on doing the things that will lead you towards the goals that you want to achieve right now, I really see you having a lot of prosperity and fortune, Pile 2. Things are going to go your way amazingly, because you also have the energy is gaining momentum here. So what I'm getting from that, Pile 2, is that I think you've already started to make changes in your life. If you have had some addictions that you knew were holding you back, or if there were certain patterns that weren't working out for you, I think you've already probably started to address them. You've made an inventory about the things that you need to change or want to change in your life, and you've actually started to actively work on overcoming those things. But I also see that you may have already started to work on achieving the things that you want too, right? So if you have some sort of goal, whether it be a career goal or changing paths and doing something different, which I really sense is probably what this energy is indicating here with the take a divinely guided chance card, indicating that it's time for you to make a change and to go in a different direction, that any energy that you put into it will really have dividends and pay off quite soon, is what I'm getting. There's also just a need for us to trust that things will work out, that we are being divinely guided. With the new moon in Gemini card there, the answers you need are coming. Just know that even though it's hard to persevere and to push forward when we're not sure if we're doing the right things, we have to have faith and trust that all will be okay if we choose to focus on the things that we know we can change. Like taking control of those things that we can actually actively work on right now, and leaving the rest up to the universe, that all will be okay, I think. And soon you'll have the answers you seek, is what I'm getting from this. Moving on from that, you have... Ooh, okay, meditation brings answers. There you go. So if you're looking for answers right now, Pile 2, if you're feeling a little bit confused about what it is that you need to do or what the next step is, you may just be feeling a little bit lost or confused in general. Potentially, I see this being a group that may have lost their job during COVID-19, or is at least feeling a little bit stuck in their current job or career path, or not knowing if you're actually following the right steps. So I think strong indication here that if you spend more time in meditation and contemplation, then the answers that you seek will come. That you have the answers within you already. So I know that's a bit of a cliche, right? The answers you have are already within you. It just means that really it just means you need to trust yourself, that you already know what is for your greater good. Stop second guessing yourself, and that's really hard to do, but this is a group that I really see already knows what it is that they want. You already know what's for your greater good. You already know what you need to work on and what you need to release. You already know what you need to work on in terms of manifesting the life that you want. But spending more time alone in quiet contemplation and reflection of your life spending time in meditation, maybe spending time outdoors in the beautiful greenery around you, because there's a lot of earth energy right now. So spending time outdoors, going for a walk in nature or something, can also bring in the clarity that you need to be able to like really believe in yourself and to know what it is that you need to do. And you had the improving health card. Okay. Right, so what I'm getting from that, I do see a group that may have in the past had certain addictions or patterns like that weren't great for you. And with the improving health card, the energy is gaining momentum with the waxing moon there, along with the take a divinely guided chance. And you also have the heart here related to your heart chakra of loving yourself. I really see that you've already started to make amends of those things, that you've done a lot of inner work in terms of addressing those habits that weren't working for you. And I commend you on that pile too. This is a really beautiful time for you to continue to do that. Like, I think it's going to get easier for you. The energy right now with this new moon is giving us the motivation that we need to make these changes. So right now is a great opportunity for you to continue to work on that and to really start to see the rewards from that in your external world. Potentially, if you've been exercising or trying to improve your health physically, I sense that in the next few months, you'll start to see the rewards from that. You may lose some weight if you want to lose some weight, or you may start to feel more energetic and have more vitality and energy for life. Also, I'm noting too, remembering that Virgo is generally of service, and quite often because they have that balance of, or that nice sort of balance between like being very dedicated, attention to detail oriented, but also wanting to give and help other people. With the improving health card here, this may be encouraging you to, if you want to be a healer in some form, in some modality, like that this is a great time for you to change paths and to focus on being of service to others and help healing other people. I see this being a group with the full moon in Gemini being the best communicators in the zodiac. You make an excellent counselor or psychologist or psychiatrist. You make an excellent like tarot reader or spiritual like guidance counselor or something also. So if that's something that you're thinking about doing, pile 2, I really see that the cards are indicating here that that's a great path for you to go down, to take a divinely guided chance on a new career path where you can be of service and help other people. Nice. Moving on from that, let's get some further messages for you from the Tattoo Tarot deck. Spirit, can we get some further cards and messages, please, for pile 2? What else is coming in for them with this new moon in Virgo? If you've been studying recently also, you may be studying like health or something related to health, like medicine, or even studying something where you are of service to other people, like law or something like that. And you've been having a bit of a rough time, wondering whether you'll be successful at it, whether you're going to pass your exams and stuff. I see a lot of positive energy in this reading where you'll have success. Just to keep going, to trust in yourself that you have the abilities to do so. But most definitely also an indication of self-love being required here too, in terms of like loving yourself through making these hard changes that you're doing. Loving yourself and being compassionate to yourself that you may fall back on certain patterns or addictions. That it's really anxiety-provoking making these big changes in your life. But also loving yourself in terms of doing things that bring you joy and satisfaction. Spending time in nature, reading a book, maybe seeing a friend and having a conversation about anything that's lighthearted, potentially. Any further messages, please, Spirit, for pile 2? Okay, so your 3 cards, I've decided in this reading I'm going to read them all upright because I think this new moon in Virgo is a really optimistic energy for the most part, where we are encouraged to be really dedicated to making the changes that will improve our life and lead us towards the life that we've always wanted to live. So I'm reading all the cards in the upright position to get the most positive outlook on these cards. Ooh, you have the Knave of Queens. Interesting. Right. You have the Seven of Coins. Nice. And you also have the Two of Cups. Lovely. Ah, beautiful. So Two of Cups really relates to partnerships and relationships. It can be the soulmate card. So if you have a partner or a loved one, if you're in a relationship, now is a great time to spend a lot of time with that partner. With the full moon in Gemini here, communication, talking to the people that you love, spending time with the people that you love, focusing also on other people's needs, being of service to other people. As I mentioned earlier, it's a great time to rectify any relationships that aren't going the way that you want. But I really do see here, with the Knave of Cups and the Seven of Coins, that all of your work is coming off. You're starting to see the rewards for the efforts in the last few months or year of the changes that you've been making, pile 2, which is really amazing. So I commend you on that. Keep doing it. But also, with these 3 cards, I really just see a group that would make an excellent like spiritual healer or guidance counselor or psychologist, something where you combine your communicative abilities and your love and passion and inspiration to help other people into a career, to take a divinely guided chance on something where you can actually use your gifts to help other people. This is a group that would make a great healer, most definitely, is what I'm getting. There's many different directions you can go down, with the arrows here pointing in 3 different directions in the Seven of Coins. So there's definitely an opportunity to start a new career path in a few different avenues, whether it be like counseling, medicine, hospitality, law, or being of service somehow, where your focus is on relationships or dealing with other people. Is what I'm getting, pile 2. So beautiful energy for you. Keep doing the inner work and making the changes that you know are for your greater good. Continue to push forward with the things that you want right now, because with the strong earth energy, there's a great opportunity to make a lot of inroads into the direction that we want our life to go down. And just know that like the answers what you seek are coming very soon, that things will work out for you, and you have the opportunity to like really be able to help other people with your strong gifts, pile 2. That's all I have for you. I hope that resonated with you. If it did, please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I wish you a beautiful day and a beautiful new moon. And let's move on to pile 3. Welcome, pile 3. With this lovely little circle with pink and purple and blue, indigo, violet, related to your 3 upper chakras, your throat chakra, your mind chakra, your crown chakra, coming into alignment, knowing who you are, being able to express what it is that you want, trusting in divine intervention and divine signs and synchronicities also is what I'm picking up on. So I mentioned earlier in the introduction, if you watched it, of the forecast, there is this feeling that maybe even though we are dedicated or feeling like motivated to make changes in our lives or to progress our lives towards our biggest dreams and desires, there's this feeling of confusion in the collective about whether we're going in the right direction, whether or not it's the things that we're supposed to do with our life, doing these things despite not having all of the answers, essentially. Neptune in Pisces is all about confusion, mysticism, illusion. It can also be about escapism, addiction, bad habits, stuff like that. So I think for you it's about really trusting in the divine guidance that's coming your way, pile 3. Having faith in knowing who you are and what it is that you can achieve. With the strong blue and indigo colors here, you're related to your throat chakra, like your inner truths coming out, knowing what it is that you're supposed to achieve in life and what skills you have that you can offer other people. Remembering that this new moon in Virgo being about service to others. How can you use your skills that you have, that you know that you have within you, to better humanity or to serve other people in some way? But moving on from that, let's get some insight into what's happening for you with this new moon in Virgo with your oracle cards. Ooh, you have the card of successful funding. Noting also it's a really deep, like, purple color, which is beautiful. It sort of relates to the purple in that circle. Your idea is divinely guided and supported by the same infinite wisdom of God that gave you the idea. Lovely. Do not allow money concerns to prevent you from turning it into reality. Crowdfunding, partnerships, and other investments are available to help you. Interesting. Okay. So what is it that you want from life, pile 3? What is it, this thing that you've been divinely gifted some beautiful and amazing idea, something that you can really direct your life down and change your life for the better? What is that thing that you want from life? Like for me, starting tarot and astrology is something that I became really inspired by like a couple of years ago, and I really want to be able to do this so I can help other people, basically. Also because I love it. So what's that one thing that you love doing that you know that you can help other people with, or that you really want to achieve in life? It's time for you to like put a lot more energy and effort and belief into that one thing that you are being guided to do so, right? It says here, successful funding. It mentions divinely guided ideas, right? This is a group that is quite attuned. Your chakras are aligned. You know what it is that you want to achieve. You know what it is that you want from life. It's just about you going after it, really, pile 3. Ooh, more purple. Lovely. You have the balsamic moon, a time for healing. And you have the new moon. A new start is coming. The new moon. That's beautiful. I love it. The new moon card is coming out for the new moon in Virgo, which is a beautiful synchronicity. I love it when that stuff happens in tarot. It's not quite as amazing as pile 1. They got the new moon in Virgo card, which was just phenomenal. I was like quite wowed by that one. But what I am drawn to instantly with these 3 cards, as I mentioned, just the strong purple colors in all of the 3 cards. I'm really sensing that you are quite spiritually aligned right now, pile 3, and you really need to trust in the divine guidance that you're receiving. That I sense that you are receiving a lot of signs and synchronicities. I think you already know what it is that you want to do, or if there is a new opportunity that you want to start with the new moon, a new start is coming. There's something that you want to create right now, pile 3. What is that one thing? And you need to trust in not only in yourself that you have the ability to do it, not only that you have the skills and that you will be successful doing it, but the universe is really guiding you down to like follow this path. It's something that you, I think, can then offer other people. If it is a creative talent, potentially, whether it be like tarot or painting or writing a book that you always wanted to write, or potentially like chasing after your singing career or something like that, then you can share that gift with other people. Or if it's just a new career, if you want to change paths or get a new job, now is a great opportunity to do the things that you can to make sure that you will be successful, or that you'll be more likely to achieve whatever it is that you want. Like being really grounded and taking care of those sort of minor details those 1%ers that will make sure that you have a better opportunity of achieving your goal, essentially, is what I'm getting. But I most definitely am seeing here also with, it almost looks like a moon, doesn't it? Strong connection to the divine. You are being strongly guided right now, which really indicates that it's time for you to like chase your north node, in a sense that this is the time for you to make your soul purpose, your life purpose on earth come true, to following your life purpose, in a sense. And it's just that one thing that you're inspired by right now, that one thing that I think you know, that you're thinking of right now, that you want to do, that you've always wanted to go after. Nice. Moving on from that. Ooh, okay. Interesting. As I was talking about all that, you got the No card. Ah, and you have, okay, the situation will improve. Interesting. What I see for that, pile 3, I sense that like either right now you're trying to go down, you're committing to a path that maybe I feel isn't rewarding. Hi, pile 3, I'm back. So I did film the rest of this reading. I got to about, I think it was about 15 minutes I thought that I had filmed. But when I went to check my phone to see if it had recorded, I got a message saying that my iPhone storage was full and it only recorded like 7 minutes. I've just seen where I got to in the reading, and I did see that like you've got the no card here and the this situation will improve card that came out. I was talking about how you may be in a path right now where you're not feeling completely fulfilled. Maybe you're in a job that you feel, even though you may be successful in this job, it just doesn't feel satisfying or fulfilling to you, I'm sensing. And I do sense that maybe you want to make a change in your life, that now is a great opportunity for you to trust in this strong divine guidance in terms of actually taking a change and doing something that will be more fulfilling for you. I also sense, though, potentially if you've already done that, if you are part of the group that has already started to try and make a change or doing something new with the new moon card, a new start is coming, that you may have already started to do something new and you're trying to see if it will work out for you. Remembering that like retrograde for the last 3 or 4 months has been a troubling time where we have to spend more time internalizing energy in terms of like getting the courage to continue to persevere down a certain path, or getting the courage to take a divinely guided risk to see if it will pay off or something like that. So if you are part of the group that's already tried to manifest something new, or you're working on something new, just keep at it is what I'm getting. That I really see divine timing coming into this, that right now you won't possibly see the rewards that you're hoping for, but I really do see in the future that it will be your time to shine, is what I'm getting. I sense that when Mars goes direct, when all of the planets start to go direct again, noting that Saturn and Pluto also turn direct at the end of this month, and Mars not long after in the 13th of November, that you'll start to see like rapid expansion and growth in whatever it is that you're working on in your personal endeavors. So for you, pile 3, it's just about continuing to trust in this divine guidance, that this is supposed to be what you're working on, even though there is this level of confusion about whether it's right for you or whether it will pan out the way you want, or whether the time and effort that you're investing in it will pay off. But the answer is yes, even though you've got the no here. I just see that meaning like no, not right now, that soon the situation will improve. Remembering you also have the new moon, a new start is coming. So a new start is coming in the future, after Mars retrograde ends, is what I'm getting for you, pile 3. I also did shuffle 3 cards from the Tattoo Tarot deck that came out in the end of the reading that I'd already completed, but I'm deciding that I'm going to use them again because, well, they were meant to come out, I believe. I might get some further cards for you also. So you had the Knave of Cups that came out. I also decided for this reading that I'm doing them all in the upright position, just because I really think now is a great and optimistic opportunity for us to all make changes that we know we've always needed to, but to be really grounded and practical and pragmatic in our approaches to doing the things that we want for the rest of our lives. You have the Two of Cups, which of note came out for pile 2 too. And you have the Six of Coins. So first of all, the Knave of Cups, which is a Page of Cups in the Standard Rider-Waite Tarot, this card talks about like intuition and signs and synchronicities. It's the card where the fish is popping out of the cup and like communicating with the page, telling him where to go. The universe is really coming in strongly here. There's a strong sense of like divine intervention, in a sense of directing you down a certain path. You have a lot of guidance right now, I'm sensing. So if you haven't noticed signs and synchronicities right now, I sense that soon you'll start to see more and more of them in your reality. But pay close attention to those things. I think what they're really trying to indicate to you is that you are on the right path. That's what I see signs and synchronicities about. Like, they can have specific messages, yes. Like if you see a certain number pattern frequently, maybe go have a look at what that means on the internet. But generally, I just see signs and synchronicities about being in alignment and following the right path, our soul's purpose. They'll be coming in like quite strongly for you, pile 3 right now, just to let you know that the changes you are making are for your greater good, and they are what you're supposed to be doing with your life. But I also see here with the Two of Cups and the Six of Coins, both talking about other people, about relationships and partnerships, about give and take. The Six of Coins is a man holding the scales where he's giving out his resources to the people in need. This is a great opportunity for you to resolve any conflicts that you may have with your partner or your family and friends and loved ones. Remembering that Virgo is a very soft and nurturing, compassionate energy of service to other people. So it's a great time for you to make amends on any conflicts or issues that you have with close relationships that you have. Noting that Mercury, the ruler of Virgo, is currently in Libra, which is the zodiac of relationships, of balance and harmony. It's a great time to balance out those issues or to resolve any conflict, to show a lot of love and affection to the people that mean the most to you also. But what I am mostly also getting is that, as I mentioned earlier, I just think that this is a group that that would also do well being of service to some other people. So if you have some creative talents that you're working on, pile 3, if that's where you're going, the universe is calling you to continue to push towards making this a reality, following and really believing that this talent of yours can be something that will fulfill your wildest dreams and be quite successful, is what I'm getting. Successful funding here. But also just to remember that try and do it so that your focus is external too. Most definitely you should be doing it because you love this passion of yours, this creative talent that you have. I just see a group that maybe they would make great singers or artists, or have some sort of like spiritual talent too. There could be a spiritual guider, or you may do tarot readings or something like that. Some sort of creative talent that you have that you want to share with other people, to make sure that the focus is also about like giving and being of service to other people too. What can you contribute with this talent? How can your talent be like contribute to the collective and sort of like help raise other people's vibrations somehow? If you are an artist, like your talent is just painting so that people can appreciate the beauty and aesthetics that you have to offer. I also am seeing here, it's lovely that the Six of Coins has like a letter, like a message coming to you, noting that the Knave of Cups is also the messenger, related to your strong intuition and strong connection to the divine with all of this purple here. I just see this as a period where you're really being called to commit to something, even though you may not feel as if you have all the answers. But the answers you seek are coming soon, pile 3. The rewards for your efforts are coming also, is what I'm getting. So just keep persevering, even though you may not feel like you're getting anywhere, or the efforts aren't, you're not getting the rewards for the efforts that you've been investing recently. Because I do see, probably at the end of retrograde season, when Mars turns direct on the 13th of November, that you're going to start to see rewards and like success that you couldn't have believed before. Beautiful reading. I'm just going to see if there's any further messages for you from the Tattoo Tarot deck. Spirit, is there any further messages, please, for pile 3? Strong connection to the divine. You should really, really trust in that. I also just see a group that may have some spiritual gifts that you should be using. Now's a great opportunity for you to spend time like in meditation, trying to enhance your spiritual talents, pile 3. I see strong intuition for sure. Definitely strong guidance from your spirit guides, signs and synchronicities that you can use to guide you on your journey. But also remembering that like Virgo is also about like appreciation of the earth, right? Of loving the beauty and aesthetics around you. So just remember that these signs and synchronicities are just little bits of magic, nuggets of magic in your life, just to make you feel more vibrant and happy and at peace with yourself. There is also an indication here with the Six of Coins and the card of successful funding. If you have some sort of financial battles right now, maybe you're struggling financially through the COVID period, you may have lost your job or something like that, that the universe is actually calling for you to potentially ask other people for help, or to seek ways in which you can get some funding in order to fund the talent or the gifts that you have, to be able to invest more time and money into the things that you're meant to be developing right now. Like, don't be too proud to ask for help if you need it, pile 3, because I just see that you're going to have a lot of success soon and you'll be able to repay any debts or money back to other people. Okay, we've got one more card for you. Let's see what that is. Oh, okay. As I was just talking about success and a lot of like your time coming, that you'll be able to repay other people. You get the King of Coins, which is the master manifestor, really, of tarot. I mean, the Magician is really the archetype of the master manifestor, but the King of Coins has so much wealth and abundance to be able to share with other people. So if you do ask for help now, receive some money from your loved ones potentially, like ask your family or your loved ones for some assistance in order to be able to like fund your talents and gifts that you have. That very soon, very, very soon, with the new moon here card here, a new start is coming, that soon you'll be able to like pay them back really quickly, because I see a lot of success and abundance coming your way, pile 3, if you focus on this gift, on this talent, this one thing that you've always wanted to do with your life. Keep trusting that you are being pushed down this path for a reason. It's your soul, it's your life purpose, essentially. It's going to be able to help you contribute to humanity and like help lift the collective consciousness. And you will have success doing it. Lots of abundance in this reading, most definitely. So yeah, if you're worried about like paying people back, I see you being able to do that very soon, is what I'm getting. Beautiful reading for you, pile 3. I hope that resonated with you. If it did, please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I wish you a beautiful day and a beautiful new moon, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.